Welcome to King Cole 1965 for all things Nat King Cole and more. In the early 1950s, Nat and good friend, publicist Ivan Mogul arrived in New York to see Frank Sinatra. Well, just 10 days prior to that, Frank had tried to commit suicide by slashing his wrist. Well, he was staying at Jimmy Van Heusen's apartment. When his friend Jimmy Van Heusen found him, he was lying pretty much on the elevator floor. Frank had just split with his second wife, Ava Gardner, basically the love of his life, and he was beside himself with grief. As soon as Frank was released from Mount Sinai Hospital, Morris Agency assigned Frank to a bodyguard to keep him from hurting himself again. Ivan Mogul recalls going with Nat to see Sinatra at the Royal Casino. Urban states Frank was down to the tubes. His voice was gone, he was drinking, and he broke up with Ava and he was distraught. And we felt bad for Frank because the guy, he had a great voice, but at the time he wasn't singing all that great. And Sinatra got dropped by Columbia Records due to Mitch Miller. At the show, Frank sung My One and Only Love and There Will Be Another You. And you pretty much can hear the anguish. His voice wasn't pretty anymore, but he was about to be reborn with wisdom and gain through his suffering. So pretty much after the show, Nat and Ivan went backstage and they took Frank out on the night of the town for drinking conversation. Frank was pretty much glad to see Nat. He was pretty much inspired by the example how a singer like Nat survived his own ordeals and pretty much romantic turmoil and illness. So Nat got on the phone and he called Alan Livingston and Glenn Wallace at Capitol Records. Nat had told him the man hasn't done his best work yet. Sign him and let him work with Nelson Riddle. In 1953, Frank signed a contract with Capitol Records, Nat's company, and his career was reborn, all thanks to Nat King Cole quietly stepping in. Now, this story is taken from the novel by David Mark Epstein. If you get a chance, you can read this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon to be updated for all my future videos.